Hello, welcome back to Board Game Bananas. Here are the bananas, and today the board game is Detective Club. If you saw my how to play video, you know there's a lot to unpack today, so let's get straight into my review. So, in this game there are three major roles you can play. You can be the active player, deciding what the word is, you can be the liar, trying to deceive your opponents, or you can be one of the players trying to detect who the liar is. What I find about this game, one of the major pros, is that irrespective of which role you have, it's still a fun game to play. You know, there are so many games these days that you play and, you know, it's only fun if you're being the liar, or it's only fun if you're being the bad guy, or something like that. Whereas in this game, I find, irrespective of which role you have, you're still going to have a good time playing. Another major pro for this game is that the format of it naturally lends itself to some fun interactions and some fun explanations between the players. As I said in my how to play video, for me the most fun element of the game is hearing people's explanations, hearing people justify how their card is connected to the word. And you can get some really far-fetched explanations. And that I think is a major pro for the game, is that, you know, naturally built in within the format are some very interesting interactions and some very fun explanations of how people's minds have worked. The other thing I really like about this game is if you bring it with you to a party or a social occasion, go out and play it with your friends, first-time players of this game can play it just as well, they can be just as skillful as people who have played it 100 times before. Because if you think about it, this game, you know, it's part bluff, it's part word association. There's no strategy involved, there's no tactics. So if you're looking for a game that everybody can join in and everybody can be basically just as good and just as skillful as each other, this is a great game for that kind of thing. Of course, no game is completely without its cons, and that's very much the case for Detective Club as well. I think the major drawback of this game is, to be honest, the point system. I find it a little bit overcomplicated, you know, if you guess this and this and that person gets 3 and that person gets 3 but that person gets 0, or if another event happens and that person gets 5 points, that person gets 4 points. You know, the liar is decided completely randomly, but they're in perhaps the best position to get multiple points. So I find the point system a little bit unnecessary. Slightly controversial point now. I can already imagine the comments I'm going to get for saying this before I've even said it. I've played this game without having points. You know, we didn't collect any of these. And to be honest, I think it worked better. The fun of this game isn't about collecting points. The fun is hearing how people's mind work, hearing the interactions, and you do get a certain, you know, glow inside when you correctly guess who the liar is, or if you, as a liar, have deceived many people. This isn't a game that has a lot of strategy, it doesn't have a lot of tactical thoughts and that kind of thing. And whether you're playing with points or without points, that doesn't change your approach to the game. So, in my opinion, you can completely eradicate the points from this game and you can still have just as much fun. But of course, each to their own. Finally, one last drawback about the game. Since the objective of the game is to work out which player it is who doesn't know the word in the notebook, that relies on a degree of secrecy from the other players that are playing. Now, I don't know what your friend groups are like, but I can say in my friend group, shall we just say there are certain players who are more and less good at keeping things a secret. You know, one time we were playing, I think the word was Titanic, if I remember correctly, and at one point somebody puts down a card and then somebody else says to them, hey, have you even seen that movie? And then, you know, then you instantly know, okay, that person knows what the word is, so they're not the liar. Also then, whoever it is who's doing the lying knows, okay, the word is in some way connected to some kind of movie. They get a little bit more information, a little bit more of a clue. So the game is reliant on secrecy, and inbuilt within that is a degree of certain, shall we say, human error. And there we have it. Like I said, it's a good fun game to bring out at social occasions. Anybody can play it just as well as anybody else. And it's a really good fun game, irrespective of which role you have. You can still join in and you can still actually really enjoy playing it as you would. The major drawback of the game, like I said, the point system. I know it's a controversial point to make, but honestly, play it without the points. I think you're going to enjoy it more. I'd really like to know your thoughts and opinions about the game. I would score this a 3 out of 5 bananas. I think it's okay, but I think there are elements that can be a little bit better. But like I said, I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions on the game. Please write me a comment down below. And yeah, I shall see you in the next one. Take care, goodbye, and enjoy.